So imagine the scene. Frenchie, Charlie, Jason and Ladre are hanging out in their little friend group, right? These guys have been friends for years, but they all have a few habits they just can't kick. Manga, video games and, a little too much self-care if you catch my drift. They're living life, minding their own business, when one day, boom, there's this bright flash of light. And out of nowhere, there's God, just standing there. And he does not look happy. God, Frenchie, Charlie, Jason, Ladre, all four of them freeze. Frenchie is holding a manga, Charlie's mid-game in some wild RPG, Jason's got his VR headset on, and Ladre, well, let's just say he's looking guilty as usual. God, we need to talk, right now. They all look at each other, knowing they're in trouble. You know that look when your mom calls you by your full name? Yeah, it's that look, but like times 1,000. God, deep sigh. I've been keeping tabs on you four, and I've got to say I'm disappointed. Let's go through this one by one, shall we? First, he turns to Frenchie, who's clutching a volume of some obscure manga. God, Frenchie, I get it, you love manga. But listen, you've read every series on Earth twice. There are people praying to me for miracles, and all I hear from you is, when's the next chapter coming out? Frenchie, but God, the art, the stories, the character development. How can I not read them all? God, character development. They're all teenagers who saved the world, Frenchie. I mean, I created the universe in 7 days. These characters take 500 episodes to power up one move. I don't have that kind of time. God waves his hand, and Frenchie's manga collection evaporates into thin air. Frenchie, no, God. Yeah, that's not going to help you up here, buddy. Then God turns to Charlie, who's still mid-game with his controller in hand, furiously mashing buttons. God, Charlie, my child, you've beaten the final boss in every game that exists. But what's the point? You keep saving the virtual world, but your laundry hasn't been done in 3 weeks. Your room looks like a boss level in itself. Charlie, but God, video games are life. The graphics, the quests, the open worlds. God, rolling his eyes, life. I gave you real life, Charlie, but you're spending 12 hours a day rescuing pixelated princesses, and don't even get me started on those microtransactions. I mean, you spent $200 last week on skins alone. Charlie's controller disintegrates in his hands. He's devastated. Charles, but my high score. God. Oh, there's a high score where you're going. Trust me.
Next, God turns to Jason, who's still wearing his VR headset, completely oblivious to what's happening around him. Jason, you're in virtual reality more than actual reality. You've spent so much time in the metaverse that you've forgotten how to walk straight in the real world.
Confused. Wait, is this a new level? Am I supposed to fight you?
No, Jason, I'm the final boss. And guess what? There's no respawn where you're going. Jason lifts his headset, blinking at God.
But my gear.
Should have used those reflexes for good, Jason. Finally, God turns to Ladre. Poor Ladre is trying to hide in the back, hoping God doesn't notice him. But oh, God notices, raising an eyebrow. And Ladre, do I even need to say it? Do I even need to bring up your hobby?
Everyone does it.
Everyone, Ladre? You've spent so much time with yourself that I'm starting to think you're dating your own hand. I get it. We all need some me time. But you've turned it into an Olympic event. God holds up a scoreboard. It's got Ladre's name on it with a ridiculous number of activities recorded. Look at this, you've set a record that no one in heaven or hell can break. Not even Satan is this committed. The four of them stand there looking guilty as ever while God shakes his head. You know, I really wanted to let you all in. But between the manga obsession, the non-stop gaming, the VR addiction, and, well, Ladre, I can't overlook this anymore. With a snap of his fingers, a trap door opens beneath them. You're all going to hell. And guess what? In hell, there's no manga, no video games, and no, well, you know. Frenchie, Charlie, Jason, and Ladre scream as they fall through the trapdoor into the fiery depths, smirking. See you in 500 episodes.